Good evening, everyone. My name is Melbourne Douglas, and this evening we'll be having our first FYE session. The session this evening is dubbed Unlocking the Link because our speaker this evening will be demonstrating to you guys how to use UWI's online library system and access UWI's e-resources. Now, the main platform is called UWI Link, and that's why we've dubbed this evening Unlocking the Link. No, we're getting everything ready for you guys, and we're just waiting for a few more people to join so everybody can share in this experience and learn from this session. So within another 5 minutes, we will start. In the meantime, between time, just keep yourselves cool and just go on with our vibes. See? Thank you. So, good evening again, everyone that's joining us online via YouTube Live here at the Leo-Rhynie Hall. Once again, my name is Melbourne Douglas, and I'm not really your host this evening. I'll just be introducing the lovely lady who will be taking you through the UWI's online system. She'll be taking you on a tour of the UWI library and e-resources system, and she will be demonstrating how to access all of UWI's e-resources via the UWI Linc library system. Her name is Ms. Karen Tyrrell. She is our very own Leo-Rhynie Hall librarian. She works at UWI's science library, and she knows every single thing about how to navigate UWI's library system and everything about UWI's libraries. And she's here to share all that information with you this evening, a wealth of information, not just for our first year students, but for all students at the University of the West Indies, because now that we are in a time where most of what we do is online, it is very important that we are versed in how to navigate UWI's e-resources system. Now, without further ado, I introduce to you all Ms. Karen Tyrrell, our very own ELR Towers librarian, who will take you through UWI Linc. Ms. Karen Tyrrell, take it over.
Thank you, Mr. Douglas, for that introduction. I'm not sure I know everything there is to know, but I will do my best. So this evening, and I know we have first year student, and I think we probably have second year student, but this session is for everybody. So everybody can learn to access anywhere, anytime. So we have a new UWI Linc interface. So I'll be showing you how to navigate the UWI Linc, accessing the resources, the databases, especially in this online environment. So learning temperature check. So are you ready to learn? So the first week of school is my favorite. So many new and interesting classes, so much to learn. That's you guys. So 24 page paper due Friday. Ooh, look, have a great year, everybody. So let's get into learning how to navigate UWI Linc. So first, what I'll do, I'll go through the PowerPoint, show you some little things, and then we'll go to the actual GUI interface of UWI Linc where we can do some searches. So you can hold your questions until after the presentation. You can log into UWI Linc by going to this link here, or you can go through the Mona library page. So as I said, if you have session questions, hold them until after we are finished. You can go to Ask a Librarian. I'll show you where you can chat with a librarian. We have Mona library resources, which you can access via the OUR VLE page and enter the course code UAML1. Make a note of that. So, like when you access OUVLE, you use your course code for a specific code. So when you go to OURVLE, you're going to enter the UAML1 as your course code. So you'll find Mona library resources. And we have a lot of resources there. So I think you should check that out. So the UWI Linc acronym stands for UWI Libraries Information Connection. Okay, that's what the acronym stands for. Libraries Information Connection. So at the end of the session, you should be able to navigate or find your way around the pages of UWI Linc. Use a variety of search tips to refine or make your search or UWI Linc very specific. Use the search all feature to find articles or ebooks. You should be able to locate and save the items you have found on UWI Linc. All right, so these are our objectives for this evening. So UWI Linc is a single search. It's an online portal which allows you to search for information resources in the UWI campus libraries. So we have our catalog that you can search. You can search digital collections, databases, electronic journals, and electronic books. So search, we have search functions. So what's new on UWI Linc? We have a search box. We have simple search. We have advanced search. We also have new voice search. Very interesting. We have search types, so you can search all, meaning all the resources. You can search UWI collection, you can search articles by subject, and you can search course reserve. STA is St. Augustine only. All right, so those of you who are new student, this is the interface, what the UWI link looks like, the interface. So you have different ribbons, you have the menu, you have the body. So we'll go through all of those. So first of all, you know, you have 5 universities now, or 5 location: Kville, 5 Island, Mona Open Campus, and St. Augustine. All right, so navigating UWI link. So as I mentioned, you have the top menu. So here you have the top menu along here. It should be along here, which I'm going to show you what each consists of. The top menu coming straight across. So I'm going to point out what all those are. We have the search area. This is where you place your cursor, search anything. You have your voice search, and you have your search button. You have advanced search. You have find UWI link. You have ebooks, e-journals. You have the databases. So you can read all these in the body here. You can read them when you get some time. The main area, that's where you have the body. And you have the footer, which is at the bottom of your page. Okay, and we're going to go through them. So, as I mentioned, UWI link logo. This is the logo, UWI link. So the top menu coming across. So you have the campus tabs. So you have Kville, Mona, St. Augustine. So how you know that you're on Mona when you're searching? You shouldn't see Mona here in the listing. So that will make you know that you're on Mona, the Mona platform. So if you're seeing Mona here, that means you're not on the Mona platform, all right? So you need to click on that one. So we have new search. Here you can click on here for new search. Ask a librarian. We have contact us. You have UWI help inside here when you click on contact us. You have the ellipsis, and I'm going to go into GUI and show you what is included in the ellipsis here, the 3 dots. Coming further over, we have the QR code, quick reference code, this icon. You can use your smartphone to snap that QR code, and you'll have UWI link access on the go with you anywhere, anytime. So those of you have smartphone, you can click on the QR code. So you have UWI link with you anywhere you go. You have, this is my favorite, save item. You have right here, this little, what would you call it? Thumbtack. You have sign in and sign out. When you use UWI link, you must sign in, or else you won't have access to all the resources at your disposal, especially if you're signing on from home, okay? And when you click on sign in, you'll be asked to enter your credentials. So that would be your UWI ID number and your password. That's the same password that you would use to get into OURVLE. And then you have your menu. You can look at your menu, which looks at my account, your save items, if you save any items, and you have search history. All right. So UWI link, you can search for ebooks, e-journals, and the databases. All right. So this is find. Hold on. This is find UWI link. Just showing you again, find UWI link and the different sections or parts that you're going to be using. You have ebooks here, the e-journals. Click on here for your databases, and you'll see a plethora of databases. You'll see A to Z. So we'll look at that. You have your advanced search. What else? And in your own time, you can just go ahead and read these, the services. You can look at Ask a Librarian, Circulation Services, Research Assistance. And these are some of the reasons why you must sign in so you can get full access to the resources that we have. Access, subscribe, and purchase full text. Access save items, create favorite list and tags, accessing your account, resource material, course reserve material, and a lot more. All right, when you're on find ebooks, So you'll need the title of the book that you want to find, if you have the author's name, and if you know exactly where it is, you can navigate the Find ebook interface. This is Find eJournal, where you have A to Z listing. So if you know the title of the journal that you want to search, you can click on the alphabet for that. And if you know the title, or you could place it here. You could type the title of the journal here, or you can select one of the letters for the title of the journal. And you start with, and you go. So databases, we have a plethora of databases, and these databases are available for searching via Linc. As I mentioned, I'll show you how to access these. You have Academic Search Ultimate, which is the most prevalent one here on the campus. You have accounting databases, you have ProQuest, you have Emerald, you have Sciences databases, Inari, you have Credo, which is a multidisciplinary database. Academic is also a multidisciplinary database, EBSCO, that you can use. And I'll show you all of those databases in the GUI interface. So you can also search additional resources not currently available via the Linc. And I think you would be able to go also search. So this is where you would go to search resources not currently available via Linc. Okay, so in order to access the databases, when you get into the library's web page, you'll have the menu bar here. So you would click on resources, and you'll have electronic databases, and then you would click on international databases. And that's where you'll find the databases, okay? So one thing I must implore you, on campus, from any computer, you have access to Linc on campus from any computer workstation connected to the local area network. That's in the library, any computer lab, faculty offices, even on your halls of residence. Off campus, using the ISP internet service provider of your choice, you will be asked to enter your UE staff or UE student ID number and your UE Mona or student domain password. So it's the same password that I mentioned that you would use to get into OURVLE. So your ID number and the password, okay? All right, so some of the services that we have to offer, we have Ask a Librarian, where you can chat with a librarian from the comfort of your hall if you're at home. And I'm going to show you how to access that librarian. If you're at home, anywhere, you can speak with a librarian. We have circulation services and research services. So these are the information for the library services. Ask a Librarian. So you have your reference and research assistants. You can contact a librarian to answer questions and provide assistance. Circulation services, learn how circulation work, the policies and how to borrow and return items, the loan periods, renewals, requests, and fines if you have any fines. Research assistance services, learn how to use the library resources to support your research. So I'm going to show you some of those. All right, so library services in Ask a Librarian. So here you have chat, online chat with the librarian. I will show you how to get there. You can email us at reference.library@uemona.edu.jm. You can also WhatsApp us at 564-0344, and you can also telephone us, and our numbers are on the website. Also, there are many ways that you can speak with a librarian. All right, circulation services now. So we have loans and references. We offer circulation services that assist library patrons with location of library resources. We facilitate the borrowing and the return of library material. We assist users with general queries, and we also provide assistance with your research. So you may access online help by using our live chat, which I mentioned we're going to get to. You can also use our curbside pickup, especially in this pandemic. So you can request your material and pick them up and pick them up now is much easier with contactless curbside pickup. All right. So for undergrads, you can get 4 books to borrow if you come in. Because we have walk-ins, students are coming in tandem with your online resources. You can get 4 books for 7 days. That's for undergrad. Periodicals, you can use those in-house. You can get pamphlets. You can get up to 4 pamphlets. And you have RBC, Reserve Book Collection loans, where you can get up to 3 items for overnight. All right, so those are some of what we have to offer you. Okay, so research assistance, so you can request library instructions. Lecturers and tutors can request information. So if you have a group and you want a librarian to show you how to use a specific citation style, you can request research assistance, research consultation. But that is for postgraduate students. All right, and you have other services, reference services. You can come in, you can go online, or you can telephone. All right. Help, Linc sign in. As I mentioned before, you must sign in to access all the resources in Linc. And these are just a few reasons why do I need to sign in. So you need to access electronic resources which are restricted to registered users of the University of the West Indies. You need to sign in to set preferences for your current and future sessions in Linc. To add items to your basket in your Linc until you decide that you want to remove them. You must sign in to access your My account to view the loans that you have out, if you have a fines and messages. Okay. And also how to sign in. So we'll show you how to sign in. So that's at the top right hand corner of the Linc screen. So you would click on sign in and you'll need to enter your credentials. All right, frequently asked questions. We have a few frequently asked questions, so you can go on our pages and we have these general areas that you can look at some of the questions for Ask a Librarian, general questions, interlibrary loans, and printing. So in your free time, you can go on and look at these. All right, we also have help for other support resources. So we have a LibGuides, and you can access the LibGuides via the library's webpage. You can look at resources by subject, by type, and owner. And we have over 109 guides on different topics. So you just need to go to the listings. All right, so it's on our webpage, and I'll show you how to access it. And it's also in the resources on the when you log into OURVLE on the Mona resources using your course code UAML1. Don't forget that. Make a note of it so you can access the LibGuides there and other resources also. So guideline for using digital content. So we have guidelines for anything that we do. So UWE licenses a variety of research material, including databases, e-journals and books, and other web accessible resources. So due to the terms and conditions in these license agreements and copyright law, access is restricted to registered students and current staff of the University of the West Indies. So the following outline the principles of use for the digital content. So permission is usually permitted for viewing, downloading, copying, printing, saving individual articles or search results. You can use e-resources for research and teaching. You can send a copy of an article to another authorized user. You can share your URL or post it, and you can cite small portion of content in your published research. All right, so the guidelines according to the UWE digital content is what is permitted, what is not, copyright, and printing and downloading. I know the UWE guidelines all for copyright. You can copy up to at least 20% of a resources. You cannot copy the entire item, right? So permissible is at least 20% of a work you're able to copy or download. All right. So as I mentioned before, your search function. So we have a new search box. And when you have your search box open, you have the option of searching all. You have UWE collection, articles by subject, and you have the course reserve. So you have, this is also new, the voice search. This is where it is, the voice search. Right here at your search box is the simple search. You also have advanced search. And advanced search, you can use Boolean operators. So that's a search tip to search UWE link. You can use your Boolean operators between terms, the and. So you want climate change and weather. And you have or, climate change or weather. And you have not. So you can omit something if you don't want it. So you use your Boolean operators as search tips. You can also search, if you know the title of a book, you can use title to search. If you know the author's name, you can use the author's name to search. Anything you know, if you don't even remember the title of a book or the title of an article, you can use what you remember and place them here in the search box. So for a topic that you're researching, you don't need to put the entire topic in the search box. You can select the nouns, you brainstorm the topic, and you select the nouns and enter those nouns or keywords in the search box. Okay? And you'll find resources based on those keywords that you have entered. So UWE collection and other information resources is a wide range of subject areas. So you have access to full text for some e-resources. When you search UWE collection, you search the catalog, you search UWE subscribe e-resources and UWE repositories. Searching by articles, you're searching pre-selected subjects that are arranged according to librarians and other experts in the field. Searching for course reserve, whoops, let me go back. Searching for a course reserve, you search and access course reserve materials. So these materials are what your lecturer has selected for you to access. All right, so when you have searched UWE link, you will get your search result. You need to look at the pages. You have 1 pages. You have the search result, and it tells you how many. You have search query, and you can personalize. All right, so you need to look at your search results. So this one, you have 17 version of this item. It's management. That's the author's name. And you have, if it's available, and the location. Available at St. Augustine Medical Library. You won't be able to access these resources. So what you need to do, look at the version. It says 17 other versions. And when we get to the GUI interface, I'm going to do the search, and we're going to look at the other version and see if there's any at Mona where you can access, whether in the main library or for whatever faculty you're in. You can also filter accordingly from the right. So if you want UWE collection, you can click on UWE, the type of resource material that you want. So if you want books, journal articles, ebooks, you can filter accordingly from resource type. You can filter according to the collection, creator, author, and the list goes on. What I wanted to show you can tweak your results. You can sort by relevance. Number 7, you can show only, and you can select what you want. If you want full text, you want peer-reviewed journals, and what's available in the library. All right. And for each result, you can see a maximum of 20 on the screen at any one time. All right, so this is a little close-up of what I just mentioned and the different elements that you need to pay attention to. So number 1 is the result number. The thumbnail is the picture of the book. So this is the picture of what this book looks like. I point out the version. The title of the book is Management. That's the author's name. And you have a brief citation at number 6. See, I have the title of the book, the author's name. So that's just a brief citation. And then you have at number 7. Where's number 7? Here, if you want to look at the full citation in the style that you're using for your assignment, what would you call this? The quotation mark. You can click on it and it will give you several citation style, how this book is supposed to be cited. You can email the bibliographic information to yourself, not the book, the bibliographic information, meaning the title of the book, the author's name, the publication information. And this again is the thumbnail. You can save it in your favorite, and the ellipses is what you can look at. The ellipsis shows you action option, email, you can print, you can look at citation, and you can use EndNote. Well, that's a reference management software. So when you click on that, you will see all of these here, what you can do. See it here, this is for the citation, this is EndNote, this is print. It's a little small, I can hardly see it. All right, so when we get into the GUI, it should be a little bigger. So always look at the location to see if you can access this book. Then you click on other version to see if there's one at Mona where you can access this book. Because right now it's saying available at St. Augustine. So you're going to say, oh, they don't have any here. But click on this version here to see what we have at Mona. Full text, this is the second one. Full text and other e-content. So this is online. So you can click full text or other e-content. Then the C, check holdings at, and you can look where this is. They have your call number. And the resources in the library are arranged according to the Library of Congress classification number. So if you see something and it has a call number and it's in the library, you'll need to make a note of that call number and the location so you know where to go and access that book. Location meaning if it's a science library, if it's a law library, if it's a medical, right? And you might see some at Western Jamaica, but you would have to see if there's one on the Mona campus for you. All right, and this one, that's D, it says online access. So this one, you can access this book, ebook, and you would click on online access. Okay. All right, let me see, because what we can do an example when we get in economy. We can do an example when we get into the GUI interface. So let me make a note of that. Joseph, E-I-G-L-I-T-Z, all right? Economics, all right. So if you if you found an article and you want to access that article, so you have articles in journals or in databases that you can access. So articles are peer reviewed, go through a process for the accuracy of the information, the credibility of the information. So it goes through a process referred to as peer reviewed. So this article, if you access this article or you search for this title or you use the keywords and this came up and you want to look at it, it's peer reviewed and you have this padlock and it's open. That means, yes, it's open access. I can access this. It's full text. Okay, so you can just click on full text. All right, let me point this out to you. So peer reviewed 1 and 2 is open access. Number 3, find sources cited in this article. So number 3, so you have this icon, it's a 2-headed arrow. So that means you can, when you click on that 2-headed arrow, you can look at sources cited in this article. So this one gives you the citation that was referred to in this article. This one is upside down and the arrow is pointing down. So this refers to find sources citing this. So number 4, with the 1-headed arrow pointing down, these articles cite this paper. All right, but 3 is a citation that is included in this paper. All right. And you have the ellipsis. When you click on it, you'll see what you can do. You can email and save it again. All right. So this is a donor plate. The donor plate, that means it was donated to us. So we have a donor plate with the information of the donor. Some persons might be interested in that. So you would just click on the donor plate and you will see the information of the person that donated the item. Continuing with your search results. So you have your full citation. Here you can click for your full citation. You have a few citation tools. You have EndNote, you have RefWork, EasyBib. These are citation tools. And you have other options where you can print, permalink, email, and export. Right? So you have the citation style here. So if you're using MLA, if you're using the APA, the Chicago, Harvard, and you have them there. I think this first one looks like the I'm not sure if this is the MLA, but I think it's the MLA, the first one. All right. So you have the citation examples there that you can look at. Continue with our search results. This is just when you click on the title and you'll get the information, the bibliographic information. And you need to make a note of the bibliographic information if you're going to use this ebook. So it's, you have your title, your author's name, you have the publication and the year. You'll need those information for your citation. And the elements depends on the citation style that you're using, whether it's MLA, APA, Chicago, Harvard. So, and you'll need to get acquainted with your citation style, okay? And the documentation is usually online, or you can check if the library has that documentation based on the citation style that you are using. So, okay, so if we do a search on Mona, this is just showing you what you'll see. So you'll have a brief record coming up. You'd select your full text or the e-content that's available. This is if you're going through a database. We'll do that when let me make a note of this so we can do the search when we get into the GUI interface, policies and practices of e-government. So let's hope we can access those. All right. All right, so we're still on Mona, showing you the different elements, your citation path. So this is basically looking at the sources cited in this article, clicking on the double-headed arrow and the one that cite this article. All right. Or you can also search Linc using wildcards. So you can use the quotation mark. So for past papers, you can access past papers using the course code in the browser. So if you want to search for econ, I think it's EC1015. I'm not sure what the code is. So you use your course code if you want to find past paper. This is econ 3051. So that's a third year examination paper. You just enter the course code in the search box and you can add examination paper. But you can also use wildcard to search for past paper. So this is just an example how you would do it. So for econ, highlighting the access of past papers via Udemy. Just use your course code and you'll find the resources. And then you'll see this is the result and you can select the one that you want. And this is here, you'd have a list of the different years. And then if you open one, this is what it looks like. And you can print it, you can download it and save it. All right. So we're going to go into Linc to do some GUI, some actual searching. But before we do that, you can find us on the Mona Library website at this URL. Or you can go through UE site, the university webpage, and at the top where you have menu, academics. Click on academics, and at the end of that drop down, you'll have libraries. Click on libraries, and you'll be taken to the library's webpage. And on the top right hand corner, you'll see UE link. You just click on UE link. So reference services, you can email us with a reference query or question. I'm in the science library. You can send an email to science.library at the UE domain, this domain at uemona.edu. So it's science.library at this domain. If you want to send science library email, and it's the same thing for the main library, main.library at the UE domain. And if it's law.library at the UE domain. All right. We're on Instagram and Facebook at Mona Library, Twitter, Mona HRL, and YouTube Mona Library. As I mentioned, our WhatsApp number. Okay. And I'm reiterating this Mona Library OUR VLE portal, and the code that you'll use to access the Mona resources, it's UWI ML1, UWI uppercase, UWI ML1. So that would replace the course code. So that's your course code for UWI resources via the UWI OUR VLE portal. Okay? And you can chat with us online. All right, thank you. So I'm going to stop sharing now, and I'm going to go into the GUI interface of the UE link. So I'm going to stop sharing. What I can ask you to do, if you have your laptop with you, you can log on to UE link too. Just go to UE page. I stop sharing. Not sure what is happening. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna. All right. So I'm gonna go to UE link. Any question before I go into the GUI? Any question before I go into the GUI interface?
Mr. L, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, so Mr. L, I think you have to share screen again so they can actually see what you're doing when you are going into ULink, when you're navigating ULink. So
yes.
Okay, you just stopped sharing the PowerPoint.
The PowerPoint, right? So I'm gonna go to the GUI interface. So let me get that up. So in the meantime, are there any questions?
Yeah, man, just before we move on. So Dana Lee Scott was asking, she was saying that some articles are not accessible in full from the UWI page, and there is a challenge getting full access to these articles because UWI is not registered with some of the sites. How do they overcome this?
All right, so UWI don't have access to everything, and the student might be trying to access something that we do not have access to, and sometimes you're only given the abstract. Another point might be they might be accessing from off campus and they're not signed into UWI link. That might be a challenge, that might be a problem. So you must remember to sign in, especially if you're off campus, because your ISP will need to register it or read it. So you must sign in with your UWI credential to have access. So that might be one of the challenges, that we don't have access to that, whatever the item the student is trying to access. The student might not be logged in, and if you're not logged in, you won't have access to all the resources. And you must go. Another thing, the student might not have gone through the library's web page. You must go through the library's web page and access UWI link. You must.
Okay.
Right. All right.
And just to reiterate, the login is their UWI ID as well as their OURVLE/SAS password.
Right. Yeah. So their ID number and the password that they use to get onto OURVLE. That's what they need to log to use to log in. All right. So if we don't have any more questions, let's try and go into GUI. So I'm gonna try and share my screen and get to the UWI interface. I think this is it. Let's share. What happened here? All right, so what is happening now? I have my GUI, not seeing UWI link coming up. Are you seeing the UWI
Okay,
Linc
just go.
page?
We're seeing what you're sharing, but we're not seeing. I don't think you've clicked on the UWI link page as yet, so we're not seeing that just as yet. Ah, we're seeing it now. We're seeing it now.
Okay, all right, great. Okay, so this is the GUI interface for UWI Linc. So I'm gonna go through with you. These are the campus tags that I mentioned. And if you're supposed to be on Mona. So if you're seeing Mona here, that means you're not on Mona. You need to click on Mona. So you have your new search, and when you place your cursor, you'll see all that you can do here, telling you what you're gonna be searching, the search all, the UWI collection, and the course reserve. Going over to ask a librarian, but let me go over here. First and foremost, when you get to UWI Linc, you must sign in. So I'm going to click sign in. I'm signing in. I'm wishing students will be able to log in also. So let's see what happens. And the technology doesn't fail me. All right. All right, so I have signed in and now you can see my name. So I'm gonna click on this down arrow and that's my name. I mentioned you can look at your account. So I'm gonna click on account. So you can look at your loans. At present, I have no loans. You can look at fines and fees, blocks and messages, right? Request. Apparently I requested a book. All right, so that's your account. You can look at, all these different facilities or facets. So and once you're logged in, you'll see your name and you can always log out when you're finished using UWI Linc. So I'm not gonna log out. As I mentioned, you have your go to my favorites. So if you have any favorites, that's where you'll find it. You have your QR code. You can use your smartphone to click on, once you use your smartphone, you have UWI Linc on the go. All right, I'm gonna click here. Now let me go over to ask a librarian. As I mentioned, you can speak with a librarian in real time. So you have the different facets where you can speak with somebody. I'm gonna leave that one for now, the online. So you can send an email. You can WhatsApp, and I gave you the number 5640344, and you can telephone. So to use the online chat, I'm going to click on online chat. So you'll have the web page coming up. So you'll enter your full name, your email address, and your subject, and your message or question or query, and click send. And a librarian should be on, because we have our librarians on from 9 to, I think it's 7 p.m. in the afternoon, right? So, and you should have a response once you send your query question or request. A librarian should be there to answer your query. All right, so I'm gonna go back. All right. So, all right, so that's how you'll access a librarian. Are you seeing my screen where you have the online chat and the email and the
And the WhatsApp.
WhatsApp?
Yeah, man, we're seeing everything. So we're seeing the
Okay,
online
all
chat,
right.
the email, the WhatsApp, and then there's a next phone, a blue phone with green around it. I figure that's the phone
Okay,
line to call
right.
them.
So as I mentioned before, you can click on resources and you can look at useful tutorial. You have your digital collection, ebook provider, you have your electronic databases. You can access electronic databases from here, resources, electronic databases. So if you have a article title or you have the author's name, once you click and you enter that information, you should be able to access that article. I'm going to do that, but I'm just trying to show you some of the things that we have here. You have computer access, information literacy, You have information for undergrad. In your own time, you can click on information for undergrad and read upon what is there. You have news and events and exhibition, and we have how to request a information session, how to reserve a postgraduate reading room. Well, you're not postgraduate. Sign into Linc.
Well, we
Reserve.
do have postgraduate students here as well. Postgraduate students
Oh,
are online as well.
okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, great. All right. So,
Yeah, man.
so we have information for postgrad too. I thought it was just first year. So information for undergraduates, and you have here you have how to reserve a postgraduate reading room, sign into Linc, reserve the multifunction, find exam papers. So you have information there that you can look at in your own time. All right. You can look information about us, and that's the home page. All right. So I wanted to show you that. So let's get back here. All right, let's come out of this also. All right. So we're back on our main screen. So we can do a few searches. So we're going to look at e-journals and ebook database, but let's do a simple search here. I think we had an example I wanted to show you. So we're going to do a simple search. Remember I said you can use author's name, title of a book. If you know the title of an article, keywords, you can use keywords to search. You can also use quotation around phrase search to refine your search. You can use your Boolean operators. So these are some search tips, right? What you can use to search Linc. So I'm going to type management. All right. So here we have, you can search all. You can search Dewey collection, and you can search articles by subject. So I'm going to click on search all and see what we get. My title is management. So I have assignment. I want to find something on management. So we have page 1, and it's 16. What is that? 16 million. That's a lot. So as I mentioned, you can personalize, you can save queries. I mentioned on the right, you can filter your search. So you might want to, that's 16 million. So you might want to filter according to UE. So I want to search just Mona. I don't want to search Kville. I want to search Mona, where those resources I can access. So based on my term management, I have 15,000. So I can filter according to Mona. It went down to 15,000, not 16 million. All right. So that's filtering according to the campus that I search. If I want full text online, if I don't want a mixture of books, journal articles, you can also filter by the type of resources that you want. Let me see. All right, so let's look at our search before we do any more filtering. So you search management and you have 15,000. You can still filter, We can go down to, if we want, just online, or we can click on resource type and look at the resource types that are available. So we have 11,000 books. We have dissertation, 684. You have images, you have journals based on that title. You have maps, and you have others. I think this is a combination. So let's look at our search result and see what we can find from that. All right, so the first one, okay, I want to access this one. So we have 2 versions of this record. This is 1987. You might want something more current. So if you click on view version, 2 version, you might see a 2018 or so, which would be much current than 87. So I'm going to look at that, but this is the title. We have 2 authors. Or it's 3. It seems as if it's 3. We have the year. This one is available at Mona Main Library. It's on the open shelf, and this is a call number. As I mentioned, this is how you'll be able to locate the books on the shelf. Ebooks wouldn't have a call number, but a physical book in the library, they have call number. according to the Library of Congress, and it's a combination of letters and numbers. All right, so this one is available at the main library. Mona main library, it's on the open shelf. This is the call number. For you to access this book from the open shelf, you'll need to write this call number down and go to the shelf and look for this call number. But let's look at view version. This is 87. Let's see if we can see something more current. All right, so it says we had two other. So let's look at what we have. All right, so it was a 97. So the two include the one that we were seeing. So we have a 92, but look at it. It's available at the Open Campus St. Vincent on their open shelf. So you can't access this book. All right, so you'll have to go and use this 87 one. All right. So, and we can look at others. So because the result shows you the first 10, and you can go ahead and look at other, but we're not going to go to other pages. So we're just going to go back how we were looking at the two version. So we have a 92, and it's on the open shelf at St. Vincent. So you can access this book. All right. All right, so we're going back. So you would have to access this one using the call number and go in the main library, go on the shelf and look for this call number. You retrieve it from the shelf and you'll take it to the circulation desk and you'll give them your ID number and they will process the items and give it to you. So these are physical items at the library. We can look at this again, but I want to try and find something that is online. So we can, let's see if we can find an ebook. All right, so we're scanning through the result list. I think probably we don't have an ebook. Let's try page 2. But you get the gist of it. This is at the main library, open shelf. You make a note of the call number and you go over there and you look on the shelf and you locate this item and you take it to the shelf. This is 2008. It's 12 version. Let's look at this. All right, see, we have a 2016, much better than 2012. We have 2014. We have 2010. All right, so we have more current ones there, but look, always remember to look at the location. Location is key. So you see, all these are at the St. Augustine Library in St. Augustine, Trinidad. All right, so you won't be able to access these books. All right, let me try and find something that is, let's try by resource type. I think these are only physical books. Let's look if we have anything on ebooks. Let's go back and then see if we find any ebooks. And then see if we can access one. All right, so we have full text online based on, let's look here, resource type. This one. All right, ebooks, dissertation, 11,000. I wonder if we can find any ebooks here. Let's try this, see if we can find any ebook that we can access and try and open that ebook. These are saying Mona, course reserve. See, this one has course reserve, so that's in the closed collection at the main library. That means you'll have to complete a request form with the information, the title, the author's name, the year, and the call number. And the request form are usually in a little box by the monitor where you can search Linc. So you'll complete that request form. Not finding any ebooks. Because you can access ebook from the simple search now. It will tell you if it's an ebook, and then you will just click on it. All right, I'm not finding any. Let's go to online. So what we'll find now is resources based on the term that I search, management. See, this is an ebook because I clicked on the e-resources on the left, full text. So this is an ebook by Jane Punnett. So it's 2012. So let me see if I can access this ebook, clicking on online access. You're seeing the screen, you're seeing EBSCO ebook.
Yeah, man, we're seeing everything that you have.
Okay, so when you click on that access online and it's taking you through the database, All right, so it's management and it's taking us through the EBSCOhost ebooks. So I'm going to click on go. All right, so this you'll see come up. It should have been in my presentation. Your connection is not private. Don't be deterred from this. You're going to click. It has to do with a certificate issue that is being sorted out. So you're going to continue. So you're going to click advance. And then there's a link. There's that little link. And you're going to click on that link. Proceed to RP proxy. Sometimes you'll have to do it more than once because I did it and it pops back. You'll have to do it again and you're going to go and click on that little link again. Okay, it's processing. So you might have to do it more than once. See, I did it twice already. Technology we are working with, so you have to work with technology. All right. So that was my third attempt at it, right? So I finally got to the ebook, Management, a Developing Country Perspective. That's the author's name, publication information. So you'll need to write these down. The title of the work, the author's name, your publication information, and you have your year. Right away, you have all the elements for your citation, whatever citation you're using, MLA, APA, whichever one. So you want to access this article to read. So you can, I don't think you can print the full text. You can email the bibliography information to yourself on the right. You can look at the citation. Let me click on it. Okay, it opens. So when I click on cite, it opens this little window, citation format, and you can look at what is available. You have AMA, you have APA. So if you are using APA, there you have how it is supposed to be done, the author's name, the year, the title, and your punctuation. You must take note of your punctuation based on your style. Punctuation meaning where you place your full stop, you have bracket, you have full stop, you have the title, you have a colon, you have your subtitle, full stop, and the publication information. And if you notice, Management, a Developing Country Perspective, the title of the book is italicized. So you have to know those things about the citation style that you're using. You have Chicago and how it's done in Chicago, right? It's an ebook, so you have the URL, right? And you have other citation style. You have Harvard, you have MLA also, how it's cited, Vancouver. So, right, so you can look at the citation. So I'm going to click on PDF full text because I want to read this book, right? So it's loading. Sometimes the subscription that we have, the agreement, only one user at a time. So if you try to access and you're not getting on, somebody might be using this ebook, so you'll have to try another time, right? So we have our ebook. You can jump from chapter to chapter on the left. See, I can go to chapter 6, planning and strategic management in developing countries, and then all right. So see, you have I'm on chapter 6, and you can read your book. Okay. All right, so that's how you would access your ebooks. All right, so let me go back. Let me close some of these windows. I have a lot of windows open. So that's how you would access your ebook. So I'm going to go back to right. So that's how we access this ebook. All right. So let's see what else I can show you. So basically that's how, because this is another one, you can click on access. So I did select the full text on the resource type. So everything that is here, we can also look at a journal based on the keywords that I entered. So this is FAO Technical Guidelines for Responsible Fisheries. So it's online. I can click and access it. It says available at Mona Science Library. That's the call number. So we have these periodicals. Alternately, they are referred to as journal, periodicals, or serials. All right. So we should have a physical copy in the science library, and that's the call number, but you have it online. All right. So you just click access online. All right. So let's go back. So once you enter your keywords here, or the title of an article or whatever you have, you'll have your result and you can go through it. Remember I said you can search, voice search. Let me clear this, and I'm going to try and access a online book via voice search. And it's, it's The Dance Hall by Donna Hope. So let's try our voice search. The Dance Hall. No, I don't want United Dance Hall. I have to try not to let the lisp come in. So I'm going to try that again. The Dance Hall. No.
Well, Mr. Maybe you need to use something that is not patois, because I think maybe it's because it's Creole.
Yeah, it
it's
works.
Not recognizing the Creole very well.
Yeah, I understand, but it worked. A title of an ebook, another one. Let me try. Okay, I know another one by Trevor Monroe. So I'll just click on the mic. Introduction to Politics.
There you go.
All right.
So, you look at the Ulink voice command doesn't recognize patois very well right now.
But it works, it worked because I did it and it came up. The Dance Hall by Donna O. So I tried Introduction to Politics. So we have the first one is, it says other 2 versions of this record exist. Let's see if I can find the online one. All right, this is it, and it's by Trevor Monroe. This is the one I want to find. It's in the main library. It's in the Course Reserve Collection, RBC. Reserve Book Collection. That's a closed collection. That's what RBC means. Reserve Book Collection. So this is a call number to access the physical copy from in the main library. And then you have the online version. So I'm going to click on online access. This book has been around for quite a while. And it's taking me through EBSCO again, the database EBSCO, and it's an ebook. All right. So it's the same process. This is what the cover looks like. You have your title. You have your author's name, your publication information, Kingston, Jamaica, UWI Press, and it's 2002. All right. You can also use subjects here to search. These are the subjects based on this book, to search for other resources on the same topic, politics. All right. And it's the same thing. You can email, not the book, just the bibliographic information to yourself. You can look at the citation, whether in MLA. Export is a little advanced for you guys, I think, because with export, you don't need your EndNote. It can cite using EndNote. EndNote is a reference management software where you can set up your EndNote library, and then you can export bibliographic references from here into your EndNote. So when you're writing your document in Word, you can insert citation from your EndNote. And it builds your references simultaneously as you insert a citation. But that's for another session. All right. So you would click on full PDF, full text, and you could read this book. As I showed you before, you can jump from chapter to chapter. So I won't bother to go there. All right. So it's the same process. All right. So let me go
All right,
back.
Mr. Earl, thank you so much for all of that so far. Thank you so much for all of that so far. I don't mean to jump in, and I don't mean to cut the plethora of information that we're getting. We're
Mhm.
losing people. We're losing people a little bit because it's getting a little bit late. It's now ten twenty
Oh,
five. So, but
mhm.
I think we have
The
two
gist of
more
what
ways
is.
to search, right? Yeah,
Oh,
man, I think you
okay.
had
You
two
want
more
me
ways
to?
to search, which is no, you don't have to go into them. You can just remind them of the other ways to search, which one of them
All
was
right.
using the quotations, and another one was I don't remember what there's a word that you use. I can't remember the word.
You use the
It's an
quotation.
abonian.
Repeat
The
that.
next word, an abonian, I did say.
Boolean
The next
operators. Okay.
Boolean
So
operators is what you
Boolean
said.
operators. Okay. So you can use quotation mark to search for a specific phrase. So if you want to use climate change, all right. So you're searching climate change. All right. So I'm going to search all. Remember, you can search by this UE collection and articles, but I'm going to use search all, and I'm going to search for climate change without the quotation mark. So we have 2,749,308, right? So and
That's
now
a lot.
I'm gonna, pardon?
I was just saying that's a
And now,
lot.
right. So you can use a quotation mark around the phrase to make it more refined. So remember, we had 2 million, and we're going to search 2 million without the quotation mark, and now we're using the quotation mark. So we're refining our search to make it more specific. So did I click? Let's try that again. All right. So, well, it's a little less. It's still 1 million, but it's better than 2 million with the quotation mark. And you can still filter accordingly from the right. All right. So the quotation marks help to refine your search. You can also use a Boolean operator. So you can search for climate change, and you can use the Boolean operator and between the term and what? Say deforestation. I don't know if anything goes like that. Deforestation. So I'm gonna take away the quotation mark. Because this is one of the Boolean operator. You have the and, the or, and the not. So the and broadens, the or narrows, and the not eliminates. All right, so I'm gonna try climate change with deforestation, but you I would prefer if you use the Boolean operator when you're doing advanced search. But you can use it here also. We have a question.
No man, I was just saying thanks for the advice with the Boolean operators. I think that's great advice for them.
Okay, so let's try that one. So we have climate change and deforestation. All right, so we have 81,000. And then this is your results screen, so you can go through. And again, you can filter to Mona. We only have 9 here on the campus. So there you have it. Tropical rainforest responses to climate change. So we have 9 on the campus because we are filtered according to the campus. You can also filter according to books. So it's the same thing. You have 9 books and you have online access. This is great, right? You have online access. All right. So I don't need to access these for you because they get the understanding. So once you click on
Yeah,
it,
man, they get the gist of how
all
to
right. And this is an
connect and the
ebook.
gist of how to search and what are ebooks different from the physical books in the library because you did give us all that information. Because for the most part, they'll want to access the ebooks, and you did show us the difference between the ebooks and the physical books, which is perfect.
Right. So if you have an ebook and you know the title, you can click on ebook from here, right here. So let me click on e-journal. So if you know the title of a journal and you want to access, you have a title article that you want to access in that journal, If you know the title of the journal, you just click on e-journal. So we're on e-journal. So you know the title. If it's journal of whatever, you would click on the letter. So let's try journal of what? Anybody want to give me a journal that they know that I can just show them how to access something from it? Journal of management. Let's see what we have. Journal of operations research. Let's try management. Journal of management. All right. So all right, let's try this one. Don't know what we'll get. So I'm gonna start with go. All right, it's processing. All right, says Journal of Management. What you must take note of is available from. So if the article that you know you want to access in Journal of Management is a 2013, you're not going to find it here. But this says available from 2016, January 1, 2001. Right? So if it's after 2016, you can go ahead. I'm going to try ProQuest. So I'm clicking on the ProQuest database. All right, not found. Let me try something else. Close some of these windows. All right, so let me try AIB Inform. See what is there. Okay, sorry, nothing. See, I like to go in with stuff that I know, that I can find. Let me try another one, another journal. AB. I'm not sure I'm gonna find anything for this one. Let me try EBSCO. I like using EBSCO. No service found for current record. That's odd. All right, probably I need to try another journal. All right, let me try Journal of Chemistry. I'm used to those things. All right, so let's try Journal of Chemistry. I hope it doesn't fail me. All right, so we're trying. So this is available from 2013. So let's try this one, and I hope it doesn't. What is happening? I don't know what is wrong.
Well, Mr.
Yeah.
Mr. I guess that's a part of it. I mean, if it's not available, then it's just gonna say it's not available. So I guess at least that will let them know what is available at their fingertips and what is not. So if they need to change up the search, they can change up the search because these things will happen. And I don't like you said, Link does not have every single thing.
Everything, right? All right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
all right.
Yeah, man.
So if they want to access a journal article, if they have the title of the journal, they can go into eJournal and enter the title and they'll access it. I really wanted to show you one, but it's okay. All right, for databases, it's the same thing. If you know the database that you want to search, you click on database. It's a to Z listing. You can search academic search, Premier, you have Emerald, you have Inari, you have IEEE. I'm going to different discipline. You have Credo, you have PubMed. It's taking a while for the A to Z listing to come up. All right, so here we are. So you can select the database that you want to search. So if you want to search academic, you click on the A, and it's this one, EBSCOhost, and you click, and it should take you. Remember, I mentioned this. So all you need to do is just
because of the certificate.
Right, of the certificate issue. And I'm not on campus too. So it's asking me to sign in.
So I think they'll be able to fix that.
Right, it doesn't usually take you to that site. I don't know what is happening, but it should take you to the EBSCO database, and you can search there using your keyword, your title, your author's name, whatever you have, the title of an article. All right. And you can search more than one database at a time. You just check the box and it will show up here.
Check the
So
boxes.
I can search
Okay,
academic.
perfect.
Yeah. So you see, it's have my database is 2 because I selected 2, and I can uncheck them when
Okay,
I'm finished searching. All right.
perfect.
What else I can? Let me go back. All
Well,
right. So
Mr.
I'm
Will, we're
gonna
gonna need
close
more
close
time for
that.
these sessions next, man. We're gonna need more time for these sessions
Okay.
because you have a wealth of information providing to these students, and
Yeah.
I don't think these 1 hour sessions are enough to cover
Are
all the
enough. Yeah.
information that
Yeah.
you have stored for us. Because Mr. Will, you could go on and on and on
On and
and
on. Not
on
really.
because
Yeah.
you get all the information, Mr. Will, because there's really a lot of information that we got here tonight. And what I want to leave with the students is, because I know they've been seeing everything that you've been doing. You gave us everything in the PowerPoint, and thankfully, what YouTube Live does for us is it records the sessions. So everything that, if it's fine with you, everything that you just presented, the presentation will be up on our YouTube page, so the students can reference the information that you've given whenever they need to, so they can go back to this YouTube Live to find a particular a particular piece of information that you mentioned if they need to. So if they need to go back to the phone number, to the WhatsApp line, to the part where you told them how to get to the library chat, they can go back to those things. Because really and truly, Mr. Rel, you've given us so much information this evening. I myself, who I've been through one of your Ulink sessions last year, I've learned so many things this evening that I never learned last year. So we're really, really thankful for all the information that you've given us tonight, Mr. Rel. Really, really, and we look forward. I think we'll have to have 2 more sessions, maybe next semester, and we'll have to break them down, because there's some things that you mentioned that you said could be for another session. So I think we could get in. I don't remember specifically what you said, but we could get into
The
those.
EndNote, which is a
The
reference
end note.
management software that helps
Yes,
them with
because
in-text citation and it builds the references. Yeah. So that's EndNote
that's perfect,
software.
because referencing is very, very important. So the referencing part, I think we should actually organize. Write this down for me, please, Nasha. I think we should actually organize and an end note session, so
EndNote
we can
session.
you can go through end note with them, so they can learn how to properly reference and properly cite their sources in their documents, because that is very important here at the university level. But Mr. Well, I just want to again say thank you so much for sharing with us. You've done this last year, and you've always expressed interest, for sharing with us here at the Elsa Leo-Rhynie Hall, and
Yeah.
we really, really appreciate you, Mr. L. Look out for the. I'll speak to you off the air, so we can organize, so you can get your little token of gratitude, because you don't know how the thing go, so we can come in along at the library one day and deliver your little package. You understand, like a basket and something. You know what I mean,
Yeah.
for nice up the thing.
And you
But
have my telephone number. So yes, you can
yeah,
come.
man, I
Yes,
have
and
your
you know
number.
exactly where I'm located. Yes, yes.
I know exactly where you're located, and apart from that, you have given us the WhatsApp line for the online libraries. You've given us the chat link for the library once they jump on Ulink, and you've given the numbers are there, so they have all the information that they need to have a successful semester and a successful year, and by extension, a successful university tenure, and not just for the undergraduate students, but also for postgraduate students like myself and Kevin and
Yeah.
Tony Maxwell, the other resident advisors who were present here this evening. And we just want to say thank you so much again, Mr. Rel. We really, really
Yes.
appreciate your
And
time
before
and your effort.
Yeah, and before you're welcome, you're most so welcome. Before we go, there's also a odds of resident librarian listing on the site where a librarian is attached to each all. They can
Each hall,
check
yes.
that page and see the other librarians that are attached to the other all. They can
Well,
contact
what I'll
them.
do, what I'll do is I'll share that information. I'll share that information with the FYE coordinators for the other halls, because really and truly, we're just interested in the hall of residence librarian for the El Salirani hall, which is you, Miss Karen Tyrrell.
Yes.
So the other halls will have to go and get that information for
And
themselves.
yes,
But
and they
as I
can
said, I'll
contact
share the
those
information.
librarian. Yes, yes.
Hmm.
So thank you for having
So
me,
once again,
Mr.
Mr.
Douglas. Thank you guys
No
for
problem, Mr.
giving me your attention, and I hope I was able to come across or make things much easier for you in accessing the library's resources. You can contact me also. You have my information. You can get it from Mr. Douglas. You can send me an email at the science.library at the UE domain. And I'm on the Kayako reference session on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. So you can chat with me online. The Kayako
Perfect.
virtual reference, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 9 to 11 a.m. I
Thank you so
won't be
much
on
again, Mr.
tomorrow.
L.
Won't be on
Okay,
tomorrow.
perfect.
Yes. So thank you for having me, guys. Thank you, Mr. Douglas.
No problem, Mr. L. It's always a pleasure working with you, and we look forward to seeing you again for the next session, which we will organize, which will be the end note session, and then again we'll have more. We'll again, I guess, with the end note session, we'll decide on other sessions that could be discussed because, like we said, you have so much information to share, and I'm happy the day we found out that we had a Hall of Residence librarian, and it was Miss Karen Tyrrell. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
You're welcome, Mr. Douglas. Thank you, guys, for having me. Okay. Bye bye.
All right, Mr. L, have yourself a wonderful evening, and we'll talk.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
All right, bye, Mr. L. All right, so guys, I just want to say thank you for everyone who joined the session and tuned in and gave Mr. Rel their undivided attention. The session will continue to be up on YouTube. So if there's any information that you need to reference or you need to share it with your friends so they can learn some more about navigating UWE Linc, then feel free to do so. Thank you so much. Have yourselves a wonderful evening. Stay fireful.